to also be able to roam. And that's why Candy versus Rookie suddenly becomes the early game matchup to look at. Because Ning and Bebe, they might focus their attention towards that lane as well. We also know that Rookie back in the LPL, he's the player with the most solo kills on his side. We just saw Caps get 5 solo kills in the last game. Rookie, if he can do the same here, he will shut down Candy, and that should also stop the bot lane from doing anything.
Okay, so here we are into this one. LPL and expectations. Sometimes there have been some falters from their top teams here. IG1 with high hopes here as the first bans come through. Gragas, Alistair, a lot of engaged tools being removed for GRX, maybe dropping some of that volatility. No Xayah allowed for Jackie Love. I still have a soft spot for Lucian here. I want to see if that does come through. I think he's very strong. And again, Jackie Love's most played, going to be one to watch for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely a champion that I don't think you need to early pick, though, especially with the current way that the teams are approaching pick ban phase. You know, Urgot and Aatrox is, of course, the hot topic. One of them already being banned out here does pose that question. Are you willing to first pick it for that trade? With the support champions like Rakan, since Alistar is already banned, rises up even more. It's guaranteed engage and very, very useful against a team like this.
And then also the Kai'Sa, which has kind of been one of the go-to first picks, especially when Xayah is already banned away. We've seen that 80 carry trade quite a lot during the tournament so far, but it is a Kai'Sa pick. So IG telling us early, we're not looking to win bot lane. Straight away, we want scaling. But G-Rex on the other side.
Playing into it, which is really good. I think it's the right choice for G-Rex to try to win this game.
Yeah, I think this opening, first 2 picks here actually for G-Rex look very good to me. The Varus into Kai'Sa, he should give Stitch a lot of power in controlling the way that this lane goes.
And I really like what they're doing, and it fits perfectly with what you guys said about, you know, trying to win the bot lane early game. What should also happen, once they've won the bot lane, the Tahm Kench is just the best support at actually snowballing the advantage further because of his ulti. Like, the moment he can sit in mid lane and you already have push, top lane, bot lane, he can go anywhere he wants and you can just continue to pressure the enemy team down. This is really telling me it's all about get that bot lane ahead and then use Tahm Kench ultis.
They're piece to the jigsaw puzzle if they are to win. And Rookie throwing down the gauntlet blinds the Aurelia into G-Rex.
You said to Fish, oh, Caps, you know, he just racked up like 5 solo kills in the last game on Aurelia. And Rookie heard the challenge. He's ready to accept it here into any champion Candy wants to pick.
Now, of course, this can flex, but I'm curious if it will even happen. Aurelia feels like more of a shy pick than it is a Duke pick, but it's still got to be considered that it might go either way. And this one, as Olaf gets grabbed, probably the best early game jungler, locked in for Bebe to try to get some of that early pressure. Again, still fits the puzzle of how G-Rex wins.
Exactly, and this is the kind of jungler where you could go mid and actually try and shut down Aurelia in the early game. Like, the first couple levels are really not that scary, so you can try and focus her down and then go bot lane after, but I just want to see an aggressive Olaf performance. Everything so far is screaming early game on the side of G-Rex.
You know, I want to see a throwback to G4 versus Faker, Aurelia versus Olaf in the mid lane.
Oh,
we had that at Worlds before.
What's that little 1 or 2 we got?
The champions have changed a little bit. And Olaf would not have the same chances in the matchup. But as you can see, even more mid lane bans coming through. LeBlanc banned away from G-Rex, even with the Aurelia, kind of giving more credence to what you said before. Aurelia is the possible flex.
And that was the interesting, like, the response to that was a Lissandra ban. Even though I feel like Lissandra's actually good into LeBlanc, but regardless, it is G-Rex's turn now to take their pick. And they're going to go ahead and make another sort of ambiguous choice. This Sion, we've seen it from another one of those LMS mids in Maple. Of course, a great mid laner in his own right, obviously, but this Sion go mid or top, so they will wait to see what the Invictus Gaming lineup is.
Yeah, but we can quickly talk about why is it a good pick for Flash Wolves. It's because Maple can use it to roam bot lane and get a lot of early control for his team. You can do exactly the same here with the Varus and Tahm Kench picks. So G-Rex might just take that page from Flash Wolves and say, this style really works for early game snowball. And Sion mid suddenly could make a lot of sense.
And look at this, we keep going, oh yeah, Invictus Gaming, time trials, early game, so quick. But, you know, they picked the greatest late game scaling AD carry and a very late game scaling jungler in Zach here now too.
Yeah,
so they're not exactly going according to that plan in Champion Select. And I think this does leave the door open for G-Rex to try and, you know, have a good attempt at an upset here. They had a very strong play-in performance and coming into this one with a decent amount of confidence.
All right, well, still flexible champions with the Rise and the Aurelia there for Invictus, and the last pick will be Syndra into the mid lane for sure with Sion topside. It's up to Invictus to line up their champions the way they want to go. Certainly does feel like more of a scaling composition for IG,
Yeah.
but players so good they can still win the laning phase here. G-Rex, this will be a tough test for them. Arguably their hardest test of the group.
I definitely agree for now.
Sure.
We have to see once we get IG versus Fnatic later. I just think for G-Rex, like, I like the lane setups they can have. I'm just looking at mid lane specifically, especially if it is going to be this Aurelia pick for Rookie, because we just saw the matchup last game and it went super heavily in Aurelia's favor once she completed Sheen and could look for all-ins. Before that, it was fine for the Syndra. Candy, there's a lot of pressure on you. You're against the best mid laner in the world and you cannot die.
A big part of it is landing the knockback or stun here on Aurelia when she comes in with the dash. Not allowing her one of those gap closers means a huge difference in the amount of burst damage that she can actually get off. Summoner spells are going to play a decent part as well. Expect a defensive one here out of Candy.
I think the jungle matchup might also maybe stay the hand a little bit here. Olaf is going to have more pressure than Zac. Zac can gank from Fog and can be very, very scary and set up these kills, but no one outfights Olaf pre-5, and that could be a big difference here. Bebe coming in his first game of Worlds on the team, played most of the games throughout the G-Rex regular season. Empty played the regional qualifiers, or most of them. He played the play-ins, now switching back. They're hoping he could be the factor that helps them get the upset over IG.
And that was kind of the big surprise, but again, the team considers this guy a fantastic jungler. Mechanically, he can be aggressive in the early game, and he needs to be it.
So here we go. The first game of the World Championship for IG, and the first of the main stage here for G-Rex. Onto the Rift we go. And it is time to see who can do it better this time. Fnatic had a smashing of a game earlier in Group D. They made a statement with how quickly they could make work of their opponents. IG opened a battle for that top spot here, and they are one of the favorites to do so. They're going to be up against G-Rex to see if they can do so, or if G-Rex can turn things around. We've had so many upsets so quickly into Worlds.
And coming out of this Champion Select, I'm very curious as to the level ones, because especially in a Zac-Olaf matchup, getting any sort of invade down here to get the information can really allow the team with the Olaf to have a high pressure early game. You can really eliminate a lot of the possibilities that Zac wants to go for.
It is a little bit scary for them with the Braum, of course, on the other side. You don't want to face check right into him, and it looks like G-Rex are just fanning out completely. There's a ward in the river towards the Drake, but that's about it.
Yeah, defensive Ghost Poro activation as well behind their own red buff to see for possible invade. So it looks like there isn't going to be even any sort of scouting going on, and Ning is just going to be able to start off on his own red with a nice pull from the bottom lane.
And Freak, you already talked about, you know, Zac scaling on his side, Olaf early game. If we get past the early game with the Zac here, I love him against picks like Tahm Kench, because when you jump in and Tahm Kench tries to save this guy next to him, you can literally just pull the Tahm Kench with you and into your own team, and it gets really hard then to play this defensive support against a Zac.
The G-Rex get Fog of War on their favor. Neither side of the team leash. So Bebe is going to have a completely blind jungle start. Early jungle pressure, or I should say laning pressure here for G-Rex. They were at the lane first. They should have the pressure, and they should be able to keep Jackie Love and Baolan under turret if they play this right.
Looks like Jackie Love and Baolan actually taking back control a little bit of pushing out the minion wave here and trying to get Stitch and Koala a little bit back. This might open up some territory for Zac to work with. He's gotten red buff into Krugs immediately. Krugs are so nice in the current state of the game for Zac to pick up, since he's AoE magic damage, and Krugs are, you know, the most loaded golden experience camp.
I've never heard you this excited.
Well, it just feels that.
Oh, yeah.
Earning gold is the best thing in League of Legends.
That is the best thing about Zac's early game, is killing Krugs as early as possible to get them to reset so you can kill them again.
Yeah, there was a lot more the second time around. They're actually nerfing the first spawn. Either way, this is actually a pretty passable start. Barely a camp behind against Bebe here, who is doing pretty well in the Olaf, but that's to be expected. The bot lane, not plus or minus anything. The fact that Kai'Sa is holding equal against Varus is already a great sign for Jackie Love.
Yeah, they got some really good trades on the side of IG here. Both Baolan and Jackie Love landed some damage onto Stitch and kind of forced him to be a little bit more passive and not just perma-push lane early. And that's meant that we don't get G-Rex just early level 2 and try and bully out this lane here, early on at least. Bebe, however, full clear, will recall, should get his boots very soon, and then we might get the first gank. Or he says, you know what, I don't even need that. I think he's just looking for a Rift Scuttler. He's not going to find it early.
They both got
on his way.
Ning should get it in time.
Got
One more
smite.
hit. Yep. There's the pickup there. Still a camp behind, but the slow is in. Yeah, Rookie already has push priority. Cannot come back in there. PK shoving in Duke, which is kind of nice, but other than that one camp lead that Olaf got, this is not much of an early game for G-Rex.
Olaf actually got some more information in seeing Zach on that Scuttle Crab too, and the only thing stopping him right now from going in for the blue was Rookie on the Aurelia. Because he saw Zach didn't have it yet, he knows it's still up, and this is exactly what you need to do. Pressure this Zach early on while he's low level, but you can see Rookie protecting his jungler and trying to force him back.
One thing to note is Ning did use Smite, and that was seen when he went for the jungle camp, but there's no chance to steal it away. Oh, it resets!
No.
That's gonna lose a lot of time.
Yeah, I believe the Aurelia dash got him closer, so it switches targets. Whenever a jungle monster does switch targets, you lose more of the patience, and that was the last little tick of patience he had.
That's what I call a rookie mistake, Kobe. That's unlucky there, but such is life, and 30 seconds lost for Ning.
Baby sees everything. There's a ward on him. He's now back on the map with boots. Level 4 Olaf. First gank here. Will mean a lot for a team that normally needs to win the early game to succeed. They're not famous for their late game macro on the side of GRX. It's very much win early, big team fights, take the game.
Yeah, neither team here really super famous for the late game macro coming in, so hopefully we'll just get some fireworks early on. He does have the option of going bottom for the Scuttle and rerouting through this bottom of his own jungle side, so he can continue to just power farm. Olaf also, can clear very quickly and should be able to keep the threat of his Predator boots around mid lane and keep Rookie at bay a little bit. Aurelia's approaching that level 6, so you have to start thinking defensive-mindedly.
Yeah, and you get a little bit scared as well when Aurelia hits level 6, not only the 1v1 potential, but also if Zac is around the corner and you go for a gank against her, you can turn it around so quickly, especially against a champion like Olaf when he's diving in towards Rookie. But I'm looking at the other lanes, like where could he gank? Like there is gank set up early, bot side with Glacial Augment on Tahm Kench, but it's not perfect. You kind of want level 6 on Varus. And top lane, with a sign, it's hard to get close enough against a range champ like Ryze. So I don't feel like there's an easy lane for him to go towards.
And with so many people here congregating around the mid lane, we keep cautioning against Aurelia level 6, but Syndra as well, burst damage should be respected. When you're a support up there or a jungler going towards mid lane, when mid laners have just hit level 6, is one of the scariest times, because when in those 2v2s or 3v3 situations, you just turn and focus on the jungler or the support that's coming. Here goes Ning!
Gonna find himself the first Q. The auto attack can pull Koala in, not gonna go for the rest of the damage, so a pretty easy walkway for GRX, but the first gank comes in.
Just pushes them back a little bit, doesn't get to do a whole lot. There are 2 camps topside for Ning to grab after he recalls. Obviously wants to get level 6 badly, and then we can actually see a really cool gank towards the Tahm Kench lane. Meanwhile, GRX controlling bottom side with the push, as mentioned in pick and ban phase, also vision. But we're still not sitting with a first blood, and if I pick Kai'Sa and I'm against Varus, Tahm Kench, and I'm even in farm at 6 minutes, I'm pretty happy.
I'm also looking at an Infernal Drake on the map right now with Olaf in a pushing bottom lane. That's definitely a possibility, even if they don't go for kills here. Getting very
has to flash to get away. That was a close one down there. Nice turnaround, G-Rex. Playing that 2v2 well.
And actually, there was a flash and heal traded for both sides. Bebe's coming in over a ward.
Battleland has flash, he has Ignite to push people away. Okay, yeah, JackeyLove walked far enough out, not gonna die to this one, but it's a bit of alone time, and a wave or 2 lost out to JackeyLove, and finally, a lead on the map for G-Rex.
And I actually maybe would have made the call earlier to go straight for the Infernal. He's taking away the red buff right now, though, Bebe, as you can see on the mini-map, and they're just pushing some damage onto the bottom turret.
I think it's always the argument between getting a bit of damage on turret and then recall for a nice reset if you're Stitch with about 1,300 gold, or go for early Drake, so JackeyLove and Battleland can return to lane, and you then have to recall after killing the Drake. So I think at this point the call is, what's best for our lane? That's not killing Infernal early, that's just recall, get my Cutlass, level 6, go for a play.
Let me tell you something about Olaf. He doesn't need any help on Dragon early on either. Yep. They could, with the vision that they have, maybe allocate that, but
could he kill it in time before Battleland would show up? I guess that's probably the one they said no.
That is the question they decided to answer. Take it a safe route here. They still have so much defense set up through here as far as the deep wards in that red buff jungle for the bottom side. Meanwhile, top red side, going for the invade, level 6 Zac.
Exactly, level lead and Rookie coming in, even to add some ward coverage as well. This will be a red buff steal, kind of answering him back. What happened to him from Bebe a little while ago. Doesn't even need the smite, he's completely safe. and that is Cam's traded, but still that level lead finally. Level 6 grabbed for this Olaf.
Yeah, I mean, this is an Olaf who's not ahead against the Zac whatsoever, so the Zac pick is really working out for IG. Like, he's now gonna hit a point where his ganks can be super effective. Bebe's not been finding any early success.
Of course, Candy has to hold his E at all times and get the reflex to knock him back through the elastic slingshot. Otherwise, that gank's going to be really successful.
Candy also would need to be very liberal with his flash and flash at the first CC that is about to land on him. Meanwhile, top side.
For 2v1, Predator Pop not going to find that first slow. The E comes across. Do get a flash out from Duke. That is something. And TP down makes no easy return to the lane. The flash for the gank is not that much.
Yeah, I mean, it's more than I thought they were going to get, though. I think that's a pretty good time investment. He just slipped into the bush, and now he can go bottom side here. And again, try and sit 9 minutes into the game. Infernal Drake's on the board. We definitely expect there to be some more fireworks, especially considering they traded flash and heals just a couple minutes ago.
Oh, Ning is bot lane right now, looking to pressure. We actually have Rookie on the way, but we do see Bebe on the bottom side. Yep. Candy's moving from mid as well. Here we go.
Here comes the dive in towards the backside. Near the top lane, TV. Ult comes in. They're going to find the top catch. Isolated alone. That's going to be a kill almost for sure. Koala falls. First blood over to Baoland. Now the dive in towards the turret. Stitch is low. The dive in. Jackie Love. It's Rookie getting the kill across, but stunned up, and that will be a trade kill. 2 for 1 Invictus.
Oh my goodness. A lot went awry in that dive. Stitch shot his arrow off the side of the screen. Scared of so many people, I guess, but in the end, Jackie Love goes for the dive anyway, so they do get 1 kill back for themselves. It's going to be a hard reset here for Candy as the wave does get pushed by Rookie, though. Deficio, walk us through the quirks.
Well, we get their Zac versus Tom Kent's interaction here where he managed to pull him back in time before he can do anything. Stitch, yeah, he's a little bit drunk right there, can't hit anything. But the team, they actually can't even take the fight after they lose Tom Kent early. I think the best thing for them is the fact they do get the 1 kill at the end, but Candy couldn't follow. Great engage from Ning on the Zac, who's not been punished early, and IG, they get the first kills here.
Definitely a hectic little skirmish right there from both sides. In the end, though, G-Rex, after the reset, do get to claim the Infernal Drake plus Scuttle Crab for bottom side, so that alleviates a decent amount of those losses. IG still pretty happy with the state of the game as far as them pushing it ahead, though, with so many scaling options available.
Exactly. I think a small win for them is the fact that Jackie Love, who lost that flash earlier, didn't get ganked without flash, where there's a Varus ulti to set it up with an Olaf showing up. No, because we had the fight that was actually initiated by IG. This flash is soon ready. He's still trading evenly in farm with the Varus. This is a big, big win, actually, for Jackie Love.
Yeah, something really worth pointing out here is even though the gold is pretty close, the Infernal Drake makes up for a lot of it. IG is not supposed to win the early game based on champion select. The game is going better than expectation based on draft, and even though they're not going for a speedrun kind of game or a speedrun kind of comp, they are well in control here, IG, looking at that 1-0 start to the group stage. I think it's a successful Worlds for them. We take stock of the mid lane. It's still plus farm for Rookie as well, and he's been roaming out of his lane a lot to help make sure Ning's jungle feels safe. We can get some buff steals, prevent some of the invades from Bebe as well. So a lot of what Rookie's been doing is not showing in the scoreboard, but is showing in Ning's scoreboard.
Very, very true, and he also shows here why it's so annoying to play skill shot champions against things like Irelia when there are minions in the lane and she can just dash in and out of everything. Candy didn't get a single one onto Rookie, or I think maybe 1 hit, but it got blocked.
Plus, it's about time where Zac can start to pay you back for helping him through the early game. Yeah, he got a nice pull. Yeah, you protected him on the possible jungle invade. Zac, with some levels in the elastic slingshot, is one of the premier junglers for ganking mid lane. Even if you have wards around, he can still find angles.
Oh, and there's an angle right onto Bebe's face. He's going to try to run back for this one. Slowed down a little bit, Rookie. Not going to be in stun range, and out goes Bebe.
Still trying to look for something here, Bebe, whenever he invades. Pick up that 1 kill. Bot lane. Rookie jumps forward. Flash is available, and he is pretty fast already. Upgraded boots and everything. So hard for Candy to really get something in this lane here. I'm still looking towards bottom side, but they're just not able to get any ganks or any CC to actually lock down Jackie Love. And now Ning is on his way.
And let's see if they go for yet another one. In fact, as the wave gets cleared, GRX just walks right back. Should be very close to Ruin King money if they do indeed recall here. That might be the power spike Stitch goes for, and it's just safe farm, which is still Happy for Zach, can wait to find the next gank, and they can wait for IG to scale.
Yeah, the strategy here for Zach at this stage of the game should be to have as many of these very shallow defensive control wards as possible, because that opens up the threat of, you know, going from the tri-bush into bottom lane or going here towards the mid lane. That's why Bebe keeps invading to try and take these things down.
You got it. Full control in that little area. Sadly, 3 of them will not actually spot the Zach, but at least the one over the wall down here. Ning goes to the other side. If he goes in for one gank, he probably just forced the flash.
Oh, this might be a flash.
And then you can return gank after.
Okay, Candy's far enough away, and there is the E he's holding the whole time. Ning cannot get on top of him. Candy staying safe. Close-ish in farm, but still down about 3 waves compared to Rookie's farm. That's actually pretty solid as the mid lane's growing a lead. The gold actually now up to 1,300 advantage. That's been getting better and better in the laning phase. Duke's up 10 in the top lane. We've got pretty much a trade of equality down here in the bot side, but again, Kai'Sa not supposed to win this lane, but is.
Yep, now we've got Blade of the Ruin King versus the Storm Razor. First item completions. Top side, we're seeing a little bit of this trading. We haven't, you know, really checked in with Duke or PK since the, you know, gank and flash flown. But nothing went on, so timers have come back up, and they have everything available. Looks like right now a little bit of river play from Bebe might make his way back up there, but it's been so long that won't get anything out of his previous work.
Ooh, he might have snuck his way in there. Put down a control ward as well to make sure he's not spotted. Ning, he's sitting here.
And actually, as you can see on the mini-map, it looks like Bebe did get into the Rift Herald.
Ooh, good flash in time by Stage. The flash for the ult, and it gets grabbed in time by Koala, but 2 flashes down to the bot lane is still a great gank.
And because of that gank, they are going to be able to finish up that Rift Herald. He slipped into the pit while that was taking place, and that is going to be enough to finish it off. This could be pretty big as far as the first turret bonus gold, if they're able to effectively use this. Having seen Zach bottom side, this is a rush.
Trying right away. Duke has a flash, gets slowed though. This could be the chase center that can get the Q channel to happen. Duke has no way out. The damage is there. And a kill on the top side, 2-2 on the game.
And the perfect opportunity to pop a Rift Herald undefended. That will for sure be able to get this turret. Let's see if bottom side though, 3 members from IG are trying to take down bottom turret.
That's not going to be fast enough as the structure will go down to the top side. And as they shove in the next wave, it will be at least a trade of turrets. But that couple hundred gold for the premium is still going to be nice. And now Tom
mid lane
delivering even more. Looking to chase on Rookie, not going to happen yet, but he is pushed out. And 3 for 0. This turret will fall very fast. G-Rex turn up the pace in the mid game, following Herald on the top side as well. They're going to go 3-1 on turrets.
You can't leave Herald pushes unanswered. They get 2 turrets immediately with it. Aren't going to push up the extra wave because they see the recalls here, so there's not going to be another charge that gets off. But what a bum rush right there, able to even up the gold.
I mean, we had a pretty slow early game, and we were talking about how G-Rex need to win, they need to get further ahead, Bebe needs to find some ganks. Nothing really happened until this very moment. They survived bot lane, he gets Rift Held, Duke just instantly gets destroyed top, and as a Rise, the moment you're caught out in the lane, you're never getting away. 2 turrets, big deal for G-Rex.
And you got to say, you know, the choice to go with Duke here over the Shy. In this situation, his jungler just showed bottom. They're pushing hard on the bottom turret. He knows he's the weak side, doesn't play accordingly. Going down that quickly opens up this possibility of an unanswered Rift Herald push, allows G-Rex, you know, to get some footing in the game.
Okay, we take stock once again. Mid-outer did not fall, that wasn't taken out, so it is just the 2-1 in turrets. But now, as the map opens up a bit, we get different lane assignments. Rookie splitting in the bottom lane. No TP on him, but of course a great 1v1 champion on the Aurelia. Most of the marksmen now should be in the mid lane. Nice pickup there by PK, gets the blue buff for himself. And we'll get to see now what happens in these side lanes as Ning waits for something to do in the mid side.
Yeah, the lane assignments will be a little bit rough for G-Rex because someone needs to go down and deal with Rookie, and it is Candy at the moment, but as a Syndra sitting in a side lane, especially without a turret behind you, it's so risky. Like long lanes, Aurelia will run you down, Zach can show up and take you down very easily. So he's kind of the one person to just push and then leave. Go to mid lane, play the standard, you know, 1 guy split pushing, that's your Sion, he's your TP user, and then 4 players staying together, looking for fights, ideally actually around things like Drake, but they are giving this one up.
Yeah, teleports are available for the top laners, but they're just going to continue to split push, try and set this one up. They're actually calling over Duke right now, maybe grouping up to try and push down some damage onto mid. I think that Candy overall, as you guys brought up the topic, has played very well on this Syndra, avoiding a lot of the possibilities of those all-in up until this point.
Yeah.
But as you said, as the towers start to fall, there becomes even less and less security for him in safe spots.
He's just played with respect. He's against Irelia plus Zac. If you overextend and lose your flash, you're probably going to get ganked and you're going to die. And that would be a big issue for him. So it's been hard for him to be a huge carry in the early game. Now I'm just waiting for team fights. And that's actually why I'm a little bit surprised GRX ended up not having any setup for the Drake. Because I feel like they're not going to be able to match split push whatsoever. They lose 1v1 top lane. They definitely lose 1v1 mid lane. They need to be able to get a team fight. Otherwise, they're not getting anything.
Yeah, I think their only wild card is the Tahm Kench ultimate, which is so good when you're trying to deal with a split push if that does, you know, come about. But again, you mentioned like how far Zac can engage from. It can still go wrong even with the Abyssal Voyage online.
Waiting to see where the moves go. Still an 800 gold lead for Invictus, but arguably the inferior elemental Drake, as GRX does get those bonus stats, and a lot of their champions can actually make use of this, even Sion. Pretty happy to have a bunch of bonus AD for the Q damage, pretty big ratio on that one. They're going to push in the mid lane once again as they wait to see if there's going to be any engagement. They're going to get shots from this turret.
Bebe's looking for a little bit of a dive here. Not going to be the case. Sting goes in.
Lands the Q, goes for the double pull back. Gonna get them under the turret. Bramble comes across as well, but will they burn them down? It's gonna be the trade of the Bloblets. The turret will almost fall, but not quite do so, as the top laner will be able to stay alive. The jungler as well. Ning is up there. Rookie's forward. Jackalib might try, but no, a quick disengage. GRX gets out.
Ning was about 5 seconds too early for the rest of his team. None of the damage was there. They didn't have anything to follow up on that Zac engage, so he gets away his passive, but on the counter push, they're getting some damage on the turret.
Half HP on this. Rami's actually almost in Syndra ult range. That was getting a bit testy there, down to 800 HP. It will be no kills overall, but mid lane is a hair's breadth away from dropping, and that's going to get the game a little bit closer again. GRX still fighting IG closely as the ticking and the scaling goes on, though.
And that's what we talked about. Group mid lane, force something mid lane. Make sure Rookie needs to leave the bot lane and run to join this fight. That's how you can win the game with your GRX. Sadly, they didn't get the kill, and I think Zac is probably the best jungler in the game at actually defending your mid turret, because he can just sit in these little camps and brushes around the turret and jump in and stop you from killing it.
It did come at a cost. The passive on Zac so valuable for these mid-game team fights. The turret does still stand though.
It's gonna die very soon.
Technically a successful defense as the gold hasn't been given over, but that thing is gonna be pretty easy to knock down on a second pass.
And I want to see what the side lane assignments become, because look at the itemization on PK and Candy. Candy got a bunch of armor to deal with Rookie. He bought the Arm Guard, and PK, his first three purchases was the Merc Treads plus the Abyssal Mask. But now actually, the mid lane fight, a flash out from Stitch. Could be more of a dive. Rookie does not land the stun, though. Will turn back and knock down the turret. But a TP coming in for the re-engage. PK can start charging down this lane, and the ult is popped. So GRX is going for this fight. Can they find the targets? Ning does not get stunned, and he gets over the wall. But they found a stun towards Braum. Flashing away now is Baolan, but the slow is in. He's got no more ways out, and the kill comes through. Turret will fall, traded back.
Varus ultimate on
turret, and they almost get duped, but they don't get it quite. The ult comes across. Rise stays alive. Into the back line goes Ning. He catapults in 3 of them, and it's going to be a slaughter now in this one. But no, the quick kill to Jackie Love. 3 staying alive on both sides. Now as the disengage comes through, no one yet down. Does Rookie get back
Ning
in, though?
Again.
Ning's going to find the stun. Rookie will get his E on. Nice double knockup's going to happen. PK running backwards down to 1/3 HP. And over the disengage, 2 kills for 2, and both outer turrets gone.
Man, Ning in that team fight. It actually looked really bad for IG, but he snuck away to the side, gets the perfect jump. 4-man ulti back into a turret, and then Rookie can jump in and get a bunch of kills. What a close fight.
Also, the Varus ultimate had just come back up, but Duke flashes away just barely in time, does not get rooted, does not go down, and allows IG the extra damage to fight them back off.
Second fight in a row around mid lane with 5 members. IG are not playing the split push game. They are just going for this turret, and then they're ready to fight against GRX. But now we get the turnaround. They realize they've dropped fairly low after killing the first objective, and with the Sign ult, sure, it only hits Baolan, but it puts the Sign in the front line, and that's exactly what you want.
Yeah, and they're able to get the flash tongue lash here to secure the kill onto Braum. Looking now for the dive, but Ning in the top of your screen goes for the big engage on the back line, and that's how they annihilate Varus. With Stitch going down, they lost so much damage.
We've actually had 2 fights in a row now where there's no wards on the side. Actually, we're fighting again.
And it's Stitch being caught up, but grabbed, and Koala just barely brings him to safety. Couldn't quite find that Tahm Kench was Ning.
But try and look at the minimap right now. there's no wards from GRX on the sides here in the mid lane to actually spot Ning. That's why he keeps us sneaking to the sides and find really good engages. It was all IG. Now we get one ward being placed over. No deep vision yet, however, so Ning will constantly be a threat. And this looks like the kind of game that will just continue being a 5 versus 5 around this lane.
Plus, Ning's got some very easy targets here. Syndra and Varus are the juiciest of carries to go for in the backline. The only thing he has to keep in mind is the placement of the Tahm Kench and where Koala is with his Devour cooldown.
Wards go down. Invictus have shoved through the bot lane from Duke's Rise as well. And you feel like Baron's going to be on the table pretty soon for this one. It spawned 3.5 minutes ago. Ocean Drake might just be a formality for ID. The last one wasn't contested either by G-Rex, and as long as the wards stay up, there's no difficulty here. IG already have vision with that Baron pit. There's no trades happening across the map, so the quick pickup there, out of combat region from the Ocean. And G-Rex, best they can do is maybe sweep for wards, but there we go. Sweeper popped up. They can get rid of some of this vision.
Yeah, get some of the vision. Maybe place your own deep wards to spot Ning for the next fight. But this game has actually turned out to be a lot closer than a lot of people would expect coming into it. You have IG, one of the best teams from China, against G-Rex, the 3rd seed out of LMS. Sure, scaling is on IG's side, especially with Jakilov and Zac, but the current state of the game, it can go either way for sure.
Definitely depends on the outplayability of this dive. Zac into an Aurelia and Kai'Sa follow-up for damage. If he hits one of those priority targets, one of those low mobility carries.
Gonna find
like
Candy. They don't save him! Oh, just barely they do, but the knockup is there. They can chase in a Koala. Candy's gone as well. He's gone to the back line. Rookie's hoping to get even more on this one. The 3rd kill is in. They're looking for number 4. Olaf's got nowhere to go. Goodbye. A quick team fight out for IG.
And that is going to be a huge push forward for IG. Baron is on the table. That will be picked up effortlessly, and that is going to translate into several turrets in their push on the power play.
And once again, the Zac starts everything. No flash on Candy. I think Ning just spotted with the sweeper that someone was over there because he didn't have vision himself when he jumped in. Didn't matter, however. The Zac can tank so much damage, and G-Rex cannot deal with this jungler.
This is IG with some scaling on their side, and they are going to make the end of this one look pretty good. Ning actually said, drop the sweeper. There he goes. Spots him with the impromptu Rek'Sai sort of vision. Even though Tahm Kench is close enough to devour, he only had 50 HP when he went in, 0 when he came out, and that was some very quick kills.
And we just said before this fight, current state of the game can go either way. Well, IG then find the perfect opportunity.
Give me an update.
I would say now it's pretty heavily in IG's favor. 1, the scaling, 2, the Baron, 3, the one fight. G-Rex, that last fight, that was bad.
That's sunk a lot of their options, so now it's time for a stalwart defense, and it's gonna be difficult. Sieging actually not too bad for IG. They've got a couple of ranged champions. They can still threaten that dive from Ning. And with their tanks and their gold, this is totally doable. 2 really durable frontliners. A GA and Rookie makes a 3rd. And there's the first turret of the Baron seed. They've got more to do, though. They've still got 2 minutes to play with on this Baron power play.
All right, 1 turret down. Top lane looks really juicy. A lot of pretty easy gold for them to go with. Rack up a couple of these turrets while they still keep pressure at mid lane. They're also dropping these control wards throughout the jungle to try and close the trap here. Rookie does not have, teleport or anything on the Aurelia, so they're not really threatening the 5-on-5, but you can tell they're keeping G-Rex pinned down so they can't transition over.
On to turret number 3 as they start getting shots in from Rookie, and only just now is G-Rex here to defend. Turret's gonna lose the first quarter of its health bar, and here comes the attempted dive. Ning wants in already, flash. Ult's gonna find 2 right back into the team. How many kills are they gonna pick up? Will this be it? Koala's already gone. A big front line is there. 2 kills in for Jakilov. Looking for the 3rd as PK holds the front line. The back line's already dropping as well as Rookie gets it. That's 4 already, and it's just the Olaf who is exactly the opposite of unstoppable. There is nothing left for G-Rex to do. They're back in the mid lane already. Rookie on the tower dive. 2 turrets may not be enough to stop him. We've seen this one as the GA comes down, but Bebe not gonna get this after the revive. Unless the turrets help a lot, it's not going to matter. Though we watch in the back line, but of course the inhibs are already dying. IG into the base, ready to clean it up to grab their first win of Worlds 2018. One of the favorites of the groups, one of the big teams to look for at Worlds 2018. It will be a 28-minute win against G-Rex from the LMS. IG 1-0 to start Worlds.
And what a victory it was. They come out of the gates with a Zach Aurelia Kaisa dive. Couple minutes to get, an item or two before they pull it off. But, hats off to Ning here on the Zach.
Yes.
Starting it off for them over and over again. Uses the sweeper to find the last most important pick to be able to pick off a Syndra. And that is all that they needed to grab the Baron and finish this game.
At 25 minutes, the gold was basically dead even. We just had a fight, slightly in favor of IG, but GRX still kind of fighting back. And then Ning find 2 great engages in a row, and the game is over. They always had the scaling. We always knew the late game would be IG favored, but ended a little quicker than I expected.
One fight's all it took. It's so funny because this is a team with such a fast game time. It's barely over 30 minutes. And for how long it took for that one to get there, it was still sub 28 when the Nexus fell. They still found themselves a very fast win. It didn't feel like it for the first 3 quarters of that one, but as soon as they got one good team fight, 4-0 into Baron, into the game ended in the first half of the Baron buff.
Yeah, you're going to have to punish them a lot more early if they're going to do something like that.
Zach was ahead in levels against the Olaf in the early game.
Yep, Ning, first all-team jungler in the LPL for a reason. Great plan of the whole squad, and now we are ready to toss it over to our analysts for more on IG's win.
Thank you very much, Freak. Big win for IG, although it took a little while for the game to really speed up. But I was excited for this one because of all the talk around IG and how explosive of a team they could be, about how dominant they could be through the early game. And I thought it would be a very interesting test for GRX, first out on the World's group stage here, to go up against a team of this caliber. Aurelia, Syndra. We saw that matchup play out just last game. It did not go well for Syndra, and GRX opts back into it.
Yeah, Candy played the matchup really well. He was very cognizant about where the wave was going to get frozen on him to extend himself for a solo kill. He made sure that when the wave was in an uncomfortable spot that he would call his jungler, he would call his support, multiple people to gank the lane and try to reset it for him. So I think it was a really good read. A lot of respect, though, to see one guy get solo killed 5 times, be like, that matchup, I'm going to take that matchup again.
Yeah. And I do think IG played a little bit of a switcheroo on us based on expectations, though, because they picked the late game jungler and the late game scaling AD carry, but then they were still trying to make some aggressive plays as soon as they got their ultimates.
It's still pretty bold to pick Zach into Olaf. Now, the Zach performance in Ning was fantastic in this game, subverted a matchup that's dunk on the Zach, who's really pretty defenseless if you invade him, because he uses his wave clear ability, or his jungle clearing ability, to just get into the fight to clear his monsters, and then he can't even jump out most of the time. In this game, though, IG's lanes were still played in typical IG style, and by the end, as Deficio noted, he was up in levels.
And there are 2 different forms of Invictus Gaming, which seem to parallel between the 2 different top laners that they have, Duke and the Shy. Now, while I agree with the casters that both Duke and the Shy have diversified their roles, they can both play tank and carry, but it's the idea of playing team fights, a slower pace game when Duke is in, versus playing the early lane kingdom, very hyper-aggressive, very bloody game when the Shy is in.
My impression is it's kind of like what we used to hear about Gen.G, then Samsung Galaxy, with Haru and Ambition, where Ambition was this extra kind of dominant voice in the comms and would always kind of second guess some of the more aggressive moves, and it overall made the team a bit more square up. It seems when Duke is there, they make some more calculated moves, they're more cognizant of what's happening around the map rather than, I have advantage in my lane, you can gank it now or you can't.
I mean, Invictus Gaming said during the regular split that they were going to try to diversify their style, look for more team fighting, and play more so around Jackie Love. He was kind of the cherry on top. He did have a better summer split than a spring split in terms of performance. Not really a lot to write home on that game in particular, but it was a priority pick of the Kaisa. They did have kind of a more traditional grouping up, waiting for scaling, and then going forward, even though it was more so about the Zac and the Aurelia.
Yeah, and I do wonder if we're going to see more Duke or more the Shy in the group stage, because I think they are a more dangerous team with the Shy in the top lane, because even if they're trying to diversify their play style with Duke, be a little bit more reserved, maybe play a little bit more what is acceptably prime League of Legends, like perfect League of Legends, I just don't think that's how they win Worlds, right? If they're going to win Worlds, it's going to be because they have the 2 most dominant top laner and mid laner, and they try and run over people. I think that's their best chance.
I have a real fun thing to think about, because, the Fnatic matchup is obviously the real hype one in this group. It's almost one of those double blind situations where if you think the Shy is playing, do you run Bwipo, because he is this more kind of micro-intensive player, maybe can stand up to the Shy in trades, but both sides kind of have both sides of the coin, and that makes it so fascinating.
There was an interesting moment where we saw for Invictus Gaming a little bit of a falter. There was a kill in the top lane. Rift Herald is spawned, 2 turrets get taken. They seemed a little lost in that moment around how to play, you know, in the macro game without having kind of the pressure.
Wait, a little lost? No, a lot
Very
of lost.
lost?
And the
Yeah.
thing is Invictus Gaming have a trend of that. That's not like a one-off thing of, you know, stage nerves or whatever on their first big world stage with such a young and different roster. They did exactly that same thing in the finals across from RNG. RNG lane swapped on them, and Invictus Gaming absolutely lost their minds, had no idea what to do with it. So from a macro standpoint, IG have always been a very weak team. They can be exploited, and GRX showed that today.
That said, you can falter a couple times if you got an Aurelia in the mid lane absolutely popping off. Our MasterCard player of the game will go to Rookie on that Aurelia. Just absolutely styling on people through the mid game and late.
Yeah, and if we could give this to 2 people this game, we would, because I thought Ning was right there with him on the Zac, but 100% kill participation. The fact that we say they faltered, Rookie didn't falter, right? Ning didn't falter, and Rookie made the huge plays as they were starting the team fight.
I think it's very easy to compare the two, because it was the same matchup, obviously, between Caps and then also into Rookie here. And you could say, okay, but Caps was manufacturing his own leads. He was getting further ahead in lane compared to Rookie, who did scale up. It was a lot more even in the laning phase. I think the jungle matchup was pretty relevant here for that. When you're in Aurelia with a strong ganking jungler or a strong clearing jungler, then you're more likely to take aggressive trades knowing someone's got your back. When you have the Zac and you're really reevaluating where your map position is, your 2v2, we always talk about the mid jungle, you do have that extra thought to just hang back and be less aggressive. So by the time we got to the team fights, when the execution mattered, Rookie was still great. We get to see these players play tomorrow, and while it won't be the Aurelia on both sides, it's still very fun to think about.
Very much so. I do want to get some preliminary thoughts on GRX just as a squad. Of course, they brought in Bebe here, subbing in for Empty, who we had seen throughout the play-ins. But, you know, GRX up here on the world stage, up against a very tough team in Invictus Gaming in a group where, hey, 100 Thieves looks vulnerable. You know, they could challenge if things go right. And I say they looked pretty decent here.
Yeah, I feel like they were really tested in their lanes, especially with a lot of those matchups. Fell down in some of the CS, but managed that they recognized when they were on the back foot, how to play safely around it, and then had some good execution in terms of macro play. It really just was kind of the individual miracle moments that Ning and Rookie performed that blew this game wide open. So GRX do look rather competitive in terms of, you know, minute 1 through 15 so far.
A couple games left to go here on day 2 of the group stage. As a reminder that you can support your favorite teams with the championship Kazakh skin and corresponding chroma, which allows you to rep your squad with a special recall border and a whole bunch of other league-related content. We'll be right back for more Worlds as Team Vitality and Cloud9 gear up for Game 5, so don't touch that browser.
The ult comes in, they're gonna find the top catch. Isolated alone, that's gonna be a kill, almost for sure. Koala falls. First blood over to Bioland. Now the dive in towards the turret. Stitch is low, the dive in, Jackie Love. It's Rookie getting the kill across, but stunned up, and that will be a trade kill. 2 for 1 Invictus. This could be the chase center that can get the Q channel to happen. Duke has no way out, the damage is there. Gonna find Candy. Don't save him. Oh, just barely they do, but the knockup is there. They can chase in the Koala. Candy's gone as well, he's gone to the backline. Rookie's hoping to get even more on this one. The 3rd kill is in. They're looking for number 4. Olaf's got nowhere to go. How many kills are they going to pick up? Will this be? Koala's already gone. A big front line is there. 2 kills in for Jackie Love. Looking for the 3rd as PK holds the front line. The back line's already dropping as well as Rookie gets it. That's 4 already. It will be a 28-minute win against G-Rex from the LMS.